Opening your show with a ticking clock that makes it look like you thought Seasons of Love from Rent was some kind of a challenge.
Look at that slope, man. You could ski down that thing. It is drifting.
A drifting slope sounds enough like an avalanche to say that skiing down that thing would be a terrible idea.
Plus, this is coming from 600 light years away.
Open plan offices.
You go to all that trouble to send a message. It's gotta be more than just hello.
They literally just invoked the names of the Voyager probes, only to ignore the fact that NASA spent over a decade planning and $250 million to send a record player to space that said hello in 55 different languages.
I think I know what it is.
And instead of the show just saying DNA, we'll be forced to deduce that from live footage of an AP chemistry class. Come on, show, put the food on the spoon and put it in my mouth already.
Lucchese stood by the mizzenmast.
Making the viewer stop to look up a definition for mizzenmast.
I'm sorry, should I know who you are?
Depends. You a big fan of mindless crap?
Carol apparently also writes for The Big Bang Theory. Show wasn't named Clockstar Never Stop Never Not Stop Watching. How we all be looking at Ring doorbells.
Our team's fairly certain we've got a sequence that encodes for a lysogenic virus.
Nerd!
You got a heartbeat?
Can't feel jack shit in these gloves.
I'd like to think that this prophylactic removal is based entirely on the script's need for an inciting incident, and that people working in labs like this take their protective equipment more seriously, not just shedding it at the first inconvenience. Yep, I'd sure like to think that. Charging $1 for a 1-ounce bag of Fritos in this economy. Also, paying $1 for a 1-ounce bag of Fritos in this economy. Whatever's going on in this lab that makes it this easy for this many armed guards to get randomly kissed. Treating your donuts the same way Ariana Grande treats your donuts. Would I have believed that time was passing without this recurring countdown? I guess we'll never know. Being a dick to Diana Gabaldon. TVSins would never. Chekhov's ignition interlock device.
Wow, it's a ship that sails on sand? The world needed that.
Well, yeah, and some would go so far as to say that the world had it long before you wrote about it. Wind-driven carriages date back all the way to the 6th century. Carol doesn't realize that her contribution has more to do with a pirate getting work done to their mizzenmast.
He's a corsair, not a pirate.
Helen would be excellent at nitpicking the nitpickers.
Mandovian spice fruit. Jesus, it's like a bad episode of Star Trek.
Deciding that this hypothetical episode of Star Trek is bad when you haven't even told me what they're doing with the fruit. Are we talking season 3, episode 20, The Way to Eden? Or something more in line with Girls Trip?
You've been plugging away on it for 5 years.
4.5, barely. Pardon me.
So put it out already.
A decade-old conversation between George R.R. Martin and his publisher somehow makes it into the episode.
You ever read Finnegan's Wake?
No. I tried to.
It's do or do not. There is no trying to pronounce Bababadal, Garagata, Kaminar, Ankon, Bronton, Erantuan, Thuntro, Varhun, Onshan, Tuhuhu, or Den Enthranuk. It's not like it's hard.
All I know is it made me miserable trying to get through it.
Helen would be excellent at previous Sins. If news position appears on a TV and nobody sees or hears it, is it still news position? Yes. Yes, it is.
Think Houston Mom's off her meds again?
I think Houston Mom would spread her legs for a grilled cheese sandwich.
Spreading your legs is the easy part. It's the molten cheese that really tests your mettle.
The planes. Look. I don't know.
Was that weird?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? All of them kind of parallel like that.
Episode will never explain how the hive mind survived merging with all the chemtrails enthusiasts geeking out about how they were right.
Just put George Clooney. It's safer.
Writer makes the case for casting George Clooney, cliché.
Helen, should we call someone?
Looking at an unconscious person who was just in an accident and thinking there are multiple answers to this question. Wasting time trying to pry the phone out of the bartender's hand when you're surrounded by an entire room full of comatose people with mobile phones that are more easily accessible.
You!
Oh, there was a "this blows" pun sitting right there. You gotta make time for such things, Carol. Ray Seahorn goes from emotionally distraught to completely bewildered over the course of the sequence in a way that is believable, humorous, and heartbreaking all at the same time. Sin off. Not driving like the tailgate is still open and nothing is stopping Helen's body from sliding out of the back. Carol tries to slowly carve through the door Shawshank Redemption style instead of just breaking the glass beside it.
We're very sorry for your loss.
Okay, I get that the show is intentionally trying to be unnerving, but if this is a mass intelligence with all of the Earth's knowledge, wouldn't at least some of it be better at not being creepy as f***? What is that, a 4-iron? Apocalypse situations call for either a pitching wedge, a putter, or a hybrid iron. You know, if you have one. Barricading your windows with the decor equivalent of marshmallows.
You will want to call from a landline as all the cellular networks are down.
Not being my grandparents and having a landline.
You know my name. You know Helen's name. You are talking to me from my TV.
Carol should be more excited. This is better when Miss Sally said your name while looking in her magic mirror on Romper Room.
Who is we?
We is us.
Roll communercials.
Who the is us?
Us. There are no aliens.
It's absurd that a hive mind connected to probably a billion science fiction fans doesn't realize that this is the type of shit some aliens would say. But also, the equally absurd updating of this Chiron is hilarious and psychotic break-inducing, but more importantly, hilarious.
Representing guanine, uracil, adenine, and cytosine. Nerd! It's kind of a psychic glue capable of binding us all together.
Discount definitions of the Force.
Davis Taffler happened to be nearby and intact, and he was wearing a suit. So,
Dating in your 30s.
we will figure out what makes you different
Figure it out. Why?
so we can fix it.
Parents.
Ooh, the kissing disease.
Bullshit. It is this freaking wide.
There's a big boner. I don't have a little boner.
Plus, this is coming from 600 light years away.
Shut up, Wesley.
Imagine the power it took to send it.
1.21 gigawatts of electricity.
Helen, stop looking at the goddamn
This fucking guy is not dead.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
What do you mean people like us?
Bring out your dead. Here's one. Ninepence. I'm not dead. What? Nothing. Here's your ninepence.
We is us. Just us.
Who the is us?
Us.
We is experts.
14 months ago, astronomers discovered a radio signal from 600 light years away.
We were visited by ETs.
It's kind of a psychic glue capable of binding us all together.
Midichlorians are a fictional substance.